68 queries, and 2 years later, I finally got a book contract. And that was very difficult. I had a little bit of help along the way. I had a mentor who actually was an accident meeting between my surviving son and him. He was a publisher, and my son met him at a restaurant in Santa Monica, and he started telling this man that his mother had a book. He said, well, I probably wouldn't want to publish her book, because he was just publishing his wife's how-to books, but I'd be glad to give her some advice and counsel. And I said, when I first called him, I said, all I'm getting are rejections saying my book is too bland. It's not exciting enough. He says, well, that's because you didn't have a divorce, or you didn't become an alcoholic, or you didn't, a child dying by suicide wasn't enough. So I decided to turn that around, and I changed my queries to say, I'm just a normal mother. I didn't have any of these bad things happen to me as a result. My marriage stayed together. I have a very successful married life, and we're happy, and we're working through it. And that started to attract attention. Still no book contract until I found it was through firstwriters.com, an alert system for publishing resources. I found this one from Lucky Press. Lucky Press is, I believe, based somewhere in the East Coast. I can't remember. Anyway, she had very strict guidelines, and that's something that's very important. Make sure that whoever is writing a query letter, that they really follow the guidelines perfectly. And she even wrote me back. She says, your query was perfect. And she was very interested. She wanted to see my manuscript. She didn't ask for a book proposal, which I had prepared as well, but she asked for the synopsis and the first chapter. And then she asked for the full book, and then she rejected me because she felt it was too much the story of Paul and his disease. She wanted me to write about how I and my husband and our son survived through it. And that became the second half of my book. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, after she rejected me, she found my blog. And so I like to say my blog was the cause of getting a book contract. She liked my blog. She liked my poems. As a matter of fact, I was very adamant that I wanted to have a poem start every chapter. And she said, add more poems. I like them. Add more. We'll also add photos. And I also wanted to add some quotes. So all of this came together with her, but it took three more months. She says, call me in 2 months. And then when we had that conversation, I said to her, it sounds to me like you want to publish my book. She started talking about the timing because she wanted to publish it on Mother's Day. She says, yes, I do. And I had a contract. However, in 1 year, she was going to she published the book first in hardback, and she was going to publish a paperback in a year. Well, in a year, she decided to go out of business. And everybody on her list was very upset. She had over 20 people on her list, and she gave everybody no notice whatsoever. I got an email, and she said it was over. And we arranged for me to buy any books she had left at a discount, buy my files, because she thought I would be okay self-publishing. Well, that wasn't my idea. I didn't want to self-publish, so I called my mentor back, the CEO of the other publishing company. He said, I know somebody. I want you to call him. His name is Mike O'Mary at Dream of Things. I didn't call him. I sent an email, and he called me back immediately. And I had a book contract with him in 2 weeks. And he's been my publisher ever since. So it's a good, nice story, but it had a little bumps.
Thank you for listening. Please review our other available content for help writing, publishing, and marketing your book. If you have any questions about the Author Learning Center, please contact us by email at authorsupport@authorlearningcenter.com.